So I think it's time to address the 800-pound gorilla in the room. And I expect it's something you've been thinking about since you got here. My hair and where it's going. Don't think I haven't caught you all looking. It's like I've got a pair of nice breasts on my head. Hello, my eyes are down here. One of the great presents my body gave me on my 40th birthday was my very first root canal. Yeah, for the man who has everything. And I sat in the endodontist's chair wondering what terrible childhood trauma led this woman to pick a specialty where she does nothing but root canals for 30 years. And I came to a realization. I said to myself, damn, this hurts. And that was my only self-discovery that day. But the next day I said, I spent a couple of $1,000 for a very unpleasant experience, all to keep one tooth in my head. And this is a tooth that nobody's ever going to see. I haven't caught any of you staring at my molar yet tonight. Nobody's ever going to run their fingers through my molars in a moment of passion. At least not any moment of passion I'm really looking forward to. And yet I'm going to all this trouble for one tooth. And what am I doing about my hair, which is falling out of my head at an even faster rate than my teeth? Not a damn thing. Which leads me to the question I'm struggling with, which is, should I care? By which I mean, really, how shallow is it that I really do care? And my wife, I have to say, has been zero help. Here's a woman who feels an awesome responsibility to protect the world from me dressing like a schlub, and yet she has thus far refused to exercise any of her very powerful jurisdiction over this situation at all. And so I went to see my barber, who is Russian, and he says to me, why don't we try changing cut? We could do much better with hair you have left. And stop worrying, try keeping perspective. Did women find you attractive with full head of hair? Yet. So in real world, hair falling out has marginal impact approaching zero. It turns out he was a Soviet economist before coming here to fulfill his dream of cutting my hair. And yet somehow his pep talk did not work for me. I think it was a language barrier issue, frankly. And so I did, as a result, ultimately, what any red-blooded guy would do in my situation. I pulled out my ukulele and I wrote a song about my feelings. Somewhere over my forehead, my scalp shows. Soon my head will grow no hair except out my ears and nose. God, that blows somewhere north of my eyebrows. Roots are rare. It's true, my old growth forest is being clear cut up there. It's not fair. When I was young, I tempted fate. I wore a mullet on my pate, that's right. The 80s way. Well, the hair gods now are punishing me for my bad hair temerity, I guess. It's Judgment Day, now that my forehead's a 5-head. I won't whine. I think it's great now that the crown of my skull will reflect sunshine. Yeah, I'm fine, and my wife insists that bald guys are hot as she rubs SPF on my bare spot. But I think to myself, Michael Jordan, I'm not. But I convince myself, as most bald guys do, that what my wife says she thinks is true. Then I count all the dough I will save on shampoo. It seems when we pick leaders, there's a hair requirement. We've been 50 years without a bald president. The last was Eisenhower. I don't think he counts, do you? I mean, yeah, the guy was bald, but he also won World War II. Well, I still have some hair, but it's damn thin and it largely disappears when I swim. So I think to myself, would prayer keep it in? At my house now we have a rule: do not let Dad become a fool, because he'll try one day, but a comb over will just not do. And if I try, I beg you to please take my comb away. Somewhere over my forehead, my scalp shows. Soon my head will grow no hair except out my ears and nose, and so it goes.